Hello, hello, my friends. It is Hondo, and welcome back to the Knights of the Nerd Republic. You know what to do, and stay profitable.
The Nerd Academy podcast is released weekly at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, available on our website at www.thenerdacademypodcast.com and wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also help support the show by going to patreon.com/The Nerd Academy podcast, where every donation allows us to bring you more exciting content every week.
Hello there, and welcome back to Knights of the Nerd Republic, the show where your favorite nerds talk all things from the galaxy far, far away. We are live for our second day of Star Wars Celebration coverage. We're also going to be talking more in depth tonight than we were last night about the first and second episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know what you're laughing at, Spencer. I'm just trying to.
I'm just laughing that whenever you go on YouTube, the first ad that pops up is how to start your own podcast.
Well, we're a ways into such things, but we are not alone, even in this room.
Hello? Do you hear that?
Do you hear that?
Do you hear the voice?
I don't know. Is that
His voice is
is
from
that
beyond.
Joel Basin back?
Hello.
He's right there.
He's in the corner of shame. He's on the couch of Can't Fit You. I got my
What?
my snuggles over here. Can't fit you in the frame, so you're on the couch. Yeah, that's a cool one.
If there are any Star Wars authors watching, I don't want to be like Christian Harloff, who gets a whole ass planet named after them. Can we just get the Can't Fit You system? I'll take that. But we also have the lore keeper Connor Chikiti.
Hello, all. Yeah, that's not my name now. It's just the One-Eyed Knight.
Yes, the One-Eyed Knight himself.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No,
And, yeah,
just
it was a
everything.
big day. It was a big day for Connor specifically. And we also have a call-in from one of our many lovely friends who are at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim right now. We have Trey Mitchell of Skywalking Through the League.
So I was walking about 20 minutes ago, and my sunglasses fell off of my chest, and one of them shattered. So like Connor, I am also a one.
It's not how that works, Trey.
No, but I've had it 4 years, and I'm honestly mourning the loss of one of these lenses.
I mean, as you should. So
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I mean, those are also killer shades, and they're very
Yeah,
you.
thank
So
you.
I hope you're
feel
able to
that.
find a worthy successor to them.
I feel that loss.
Hopefully they're not too
Hopefully they're
expensive,
like
though,
the
'cause
Inquisitor
that's
and not
tragic.
really dead.
let's be
Yes.
real. Like, we'll get into that. But like,
Yeah. Well, we're actually going to jump right into Obi-Wan Kenobi talk because Spencer is an old man and a narc and no fun and has to go to bed early.
And I have to leave with him, just FYI, because he did drive me here.
You can get a ride.
Can
if you
I?
wanna stay. You want to stay for the rest of the show?
No, it's okay. Hopefully we'll be
Yeah,
good.
we'll be all right.
We'll be all right.
We'll be all right.
Oh, you're no fun.
Well, we're here.
You did get
we
me.
brought the fun.
I've
You
been
did bring
gone
the
for 9-10 months now, and
Anyway,
Yeah, I know. I'm immediately shaming you because you won't be on for longer. But yeah, so we got the first two episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi last night, and Connor and I tried to do a little review last night, but for lack of a better term, the nerds were too stunned to speak as we were trying to cover that last night. We were kind of falling all over ourselves. It's the sheer amazement of what we got from Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Deborah Chow, destroy me.
Yes, absolutely. So, Trey, I'm going to kick to you first, my friend. Overall thoughts on these first two episodes of Obi-Wan?
Yeah. So my experience watching Obi-Wan was pretty cool because I'm here at Star Wars Celebration, and I was able to be in the room where they screened the first two episodes. So I was there, like Sam Witwer walked by, and I started screaming Kenobi, and then everyone just started screaming Kenobi, and then like Rupert Friend walked by, and I told him his face was ugly, and inside joke, and then Hayden walks by, Yeah. So no, it was cool. And
You
then
were,
we
you
watched
were, you were breathing the
show.
same air as Hayden.
Yeah, and Rupert, friend. But yeah, no, I'm kidding. I actually love the Inquisitor in this. But yeah, no, Hayden just like walked by. It was so cool. But yeah, the show is awesome. I like the first episode. I was like, okay, this is pretty good. I'm liking it, but it's like it's the intro, you know. So it's not like fully going everywhere you want it to go. Like you want it to go so fast already, and it's like taking its time. So it was good. But then I thought the second episode was really, really, really good. The stuff with Leia, I thought that planet, I don't know what it was called. I know
Dayu.
Yeah. Okay, Dayu. I thought that was cool. I liked it, like Blade Runner. And yeah, that episode was really good. And then obviously, like the last 10 minutes are really impactful and good. So overall, like super pleased. It was a really cool experience, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. And we also got these. What? Sorry. We got these posters too.
Yeah, I was seeing the posters all over social media, and that's the banner whenever you're at the show menu on Disney+.
Dude, I need one of those posters.
And then
so
Bill
bad.
also got. He won a Frosted Flakes Kenobi.
Hello there,
Kenobi
Jess.
on the side and stuff.
General Kenobi.
General Schlothobi. That's it. I love that.
Hello, Jess.
Bill's never going to eat those Frosted Flakes, right?
No, they're going on sale. Preston. Oh, we also have. Where's Preston's? Bill, where are the Pringles? I think they're mixed up. The Pringles. Bear with us,
Please
please.
tell me there's like a whole accoutrement of just like.
Well, I don't know where
Celebration
Preston's put Pringles.
smorgasbord.
But there were also like Pringles that are not going on sale that our friend Preston got, and they only had like 7 cans that they gave out, and they're only from Celebration. Like they won't be anywhere else
from that event.
Like, so they're only from that event. So he got one of those, and it says Kenobi and stuff. So it'll be worth like a lot of money.
Wow.
But
that's cool.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
Fun.
That's awesome. I was really hoping we get to talk to somebody who was present for the big premiere last night. I kept seeing pictures and everybody just it looked so electric, and obviously I'm having fun doing what we're doing here and would rather be in Anaheim right now, but I haven't been complaining about what I've gotten to do these past couple of days, but I can honestly say I don't think I've ever been more jealous in my life.
So Trey, I have to ask, like, when the first episode ended, did they just go straight into the second one? Like,
no, it did all the credits.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then it went straight to the second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, guys.
What?
Oh man.
Go ahead. We have a guest.
Who?
William, I hope you're watching.
Scotty.
The Bombad man himself.
What do you want, J-Ro?
Hey, y'all.
Scotty.
I cannot
Scotty.
hear you for some reason. My microphone should be working fine, but it's not
We can hear
outputting
you,
my
yeah.
audio. So I cannot
That's
hear
weird, 'cause
you.
We can hear you.
Let me see.
That's not
Yeah, I
what
guess because I'm doing it from a phone, the settings are not as complex. But
I'm doing it from my phone.
yeah, I can't hear y'all at all. Hold on. It's very strange. Hope everyone's doing okay though. Give me 1 second.
Fantastic.
Woo.
Like,
seems like a
Friday's
beautiful-
just been.
I think Scotty and I are trying to throw
What
a
a-
pool party
What
tonight.
a convenient way to just totally hijack our stream.
Don't give him any. Stop talking.
To claim-
Stop talking, because I don't trust that he won't do that now. I'm afraid.
Dude, today was just what a day today. Just
What a day indeed.
Like-
Well,
The Fallen Order stuff came out while the 20th anniversary panel was happening. So like I couldn't watch it immediately because Bill and I were there.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I wish I could hear you. I'm sorry.
you sound really good. I know you
Should
can't
I
hear me, but
go run to his
he
hotel?
sounds
and get him
incredible.
on?
Well, oh no, wait.
What is happening?
reporting live.
Hi, Scotty.
This is
Is this a bit?
viral sensation, Scotty J-Ro. Wait.
This is like a news reporter who's waiting to go live.
I feel like this is a bit.
Okay. Since I can't hear you,
Oh, okay.
I
Damn it,
assume
damn
it's
it.
safe for me to talk. So I'm just going to do that.
I told you.
Jared, pull out from this screen and just give me a thumbs up, or maybe just text me what's going on. Okay, we got a thumbs up from everyone. I'm just going to ramble. Welcome. My voice is shot. I was singing Dancing Queen way too loud with Nikki Kumar last night. And
me.
I sound like an old woman.
I put that shit on
But
the
as you
on
can
the
see,
radio.
and I'll pull the shot up a little bit closer,
What?
we are
the
looking
hell
at
is
right outside of our hotel balcony.
I
And that
This is
over
great.
there is going to be to your left of the screen. This essentially is the entrance to it. You can see the security checkpoint right there behind those palm trees. This is the front of the Marriott, which is very active right now, as you can tell. But the coolest thing about all of this is the fact that, you know, you run into random people. Earlier today, I ran into Katie Sackhoff. No joke. She was walking in. I'm like, oh, Katie, can I get a selfie? She goes, oh, no, I can't. Like, I contractually can't do that. I said, it's completely fine, because I guess she's doing signings and stuff. And I told her she was absolutely beautiful. She's so beautiful. Wow. And she goes, oh, thank you so much. So I
Aw.
flirted with Katie Sackhoff. For everyone else in the world, you're welcome.
Thank
No
you.
one else has these desires but me. That being said, so you can see it's very busy. I saw Alex Damon out here. We talked for a minute. Brian Barry from Peak Milk. You name it. Pete's dad. And Pete's son.
Wow.
It's been really exciting. Bombadcast has not made as much content as we've wanted to make during all of this, but I can tell you this much: it's still fun to get to do and be with, and I miss Jared terribly. I do, even though he lost to me in trivia.
Oh my God.
But I'm just excited. This has been a very fun time. Halfway mark. We got a whole another day tomorrow and a whole other day Sunday. But that being said, it's been a good time. Plenty of reveals, some interesting decisions in terms of reveals. In particular, the Fallen Order trailer drop that was absolutely random. No panel hyping it up. I don't even think there was a Star Wars show live segment for it, which would have been really cool. But very strange. Today's panels were, I wouldn't say underwhelming, but they were nowhere near as hype as the one yesterday, obviously, with all these new reveals and stuff. I happened to get lucky. A friend of mine has given me one of his VIP passes. So I was lucky enough to be there to see a lot of this stuff. All in all, I feel very lucky, and we've made a lot of connections with people. Some interesting characters we've met along the way. I was told that my neighbor Paul Stanley flies in tomorrow, and he's going to make an appearance at an emo night.
Oh
Don't know what
no.
that's
That's
about.
incredible.
I'm just gonna bear with it. But yeah, it's been a good event. It's been an incredible event. I'm very, very lucky to have gone. Katie's having a good time. Jerry, I think, is at Star Wars night at this point, and a lot of people are actually going to that tonight. Look at this. Wait, look at this. There's 2 Rhodians walking up the little thing right there. How about we do this, Jared? If you don't mind, you can pull out. Let me know if this is let me know if this is annoying. And be honest with me here. I'm gonna. I wonder if I can zoom. I don't think I can zoom in. Let's see.
This is
Good. Jared's liking the content.
This is
You can see
incredible.
everyone that's walking up. This is wonderful. Hey, I love all of you. Trey and I just had a wonderful dinner. Bill is absolutely shitting his brains out right now, which is freaking bomb bad. There's a Korean war occurring in his stomach right now. This is kind of a cool live feed. Never thought about this. As you can tell, people are walking across the street. There are people called they're what we call traffic security here at Celebration, and they are making sure that cars are not hitting people. I have been in like 8 Ubers since we've gotten here, but I will say the hotel, I think there's some sort of safety fee they must charge. I don't know. It's very strange. I was told my hotel was only going to cost around $1,100, which is doable. Let's be honest. That's like right at $200 a night. Like, okay, I get that. It's a walk away from the convention. I haven't been late to a single thing, gotten to everything early. Hasn't been bad, but they charged me $1,650. I'm like, oh my God. So that ended up being like right at $400 a night, because I go to a different hotel Sunday night and Monday night. So that being said, it's there's always interesting things occurring, at this kind of event. But hopefully that charge is not the real charge. We'll see. But as you can see, people come to this thing to collect. I've seen. I honestly want to know the data on this. How many lightsabers are sold at this event alone? Because
I love this so much.
I don't know if I would do it, but
I'm thinking at least 5.
the reason I might have cut out for a second. The reason why I don't buy lightsabers at Celebration is because, well, you have to fly back with it. I bought one at Galaxy's Edge, but I rode back with it. It was in Orlando, and I live in Louisiana, so it wasn't too bad.
I feel that shit.
I wish I could zoom in. That would be so cool. Hold on. Oh, let me see if I can do that. Camera.
What is this?
Zoom in? No. Sorry, I can't do this from my laptop, y'all. Probably would have made it easier. I can't hear anyone. It's terrible.
I do believe him.
I
believe him.
I know Jared's been wanting me to call in.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my best to do that right now.
This is incredible.
You know what's funny?
What?
Jared lost to me in trivia.
That was very well timed.
That was super well timed.
And I let people know that too last night. I'm sure Jared saw that video.
Oh yeah.
By the way,
saw the video.
What video?
I kept yelling,
one?
"Bring me Rick! Bring me Rick!"
I know which one.
And Rick didn't walk out. So
I know.
I honestly think Rick McCallum is not real at this point. I
You know who's
believe he
not
ever
also
existed.
not real? Scotty J-Ro.
He's fake.
We lost Trey. His
Look
audio
at
was
Spiny.
What's up?
I can see y'all, but I can't hear anything. I'm so sorry, Jared. I don't mean to ruin your stream in any capacity. You know I love you.
It's okay.
Connor, are you still a one-eyed freak?
What do you think?
Are you still a one-eyed freak weirdo loser?
You can't
Okay,
hear.
good. I was
Stop
making sure.
saying
Double
that. He
thumbs up.
can't see
Damn.
you.
Double thumbs up your ass. All right.
I can't see.
I think I
him.
might go swimming. I don't know. What should we do? We're not going to Star Wars night. Couldn't afford it.
I can't say stay
What should I
Bombad.
do? Maybe someone text me.
I'll just
Connor,
say
text
stay.
me. What should I do? I want to make more content, but Jerry's at Star Wars night, and I don't want to hurt his feelings and be like, "Yeah, I made content without you, you stupid little bitch." Where's William at, by the way? Is William still bothering you, Jared? Thumbs up. All right, thumbs down. A little bit of both. Oh, he's still bothering you? No, he's no longer bothering you. Okay. Look, it looks like I'm gonna head out. I just got a phone call from a very interesting person. Yeah, look, let me get a little sign off right here. Hold on, let me fix my thing.
Ended with a honk.
Okay, hold on. I'm fixing my thing.
Was that a celebration certified?
It's erect.
Beep beep?
Okay, good. Just where I want it to be. It's nice and erect now. It was hunched over. The thing has been fixed. It is now erect.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's like at a curve.
This is the last
so
time
erect
we
it's
bring on
curving.
viral sensation.
Peyronie's
Scotty
disease?
I love
Peyronie's
this.
Oh.
disease.
Sorry, it's hard to adjust this
Those who
knob.
know, and those who don't.
This little tripod is so erect it's curving.
Peyronie's
Adjust the
disease.
knob enough. All right, well,
Don't Google it.
let me get one last shot before I sign out here.
What the heck is happening?
Okay, here we go. Wow.
He's gonna be dressed as Paul Stanley. Okay, good.
Well, I'm gonna go back and watch this and maybe not regret it. But you should stay in trivia school because you don't want to be a loser like Jared. Bombad.
All right. Well, that was viral sensation, Scotty J-Ro.
Jared,
No, he's not.
I can't hear you.
He's still going. He's still going.
This has to be a bit. This has to be a bit. This has to be a bit.
Bye-bye.
This has to be a bit at this point.
Of course, it's a bit.
I don't think you can hear us. I believe him.
I don't believe him one bit.
I believe him.
I don't believe him even.
I'm in the middle. Anyway.
No. Hold on. Here's how you know. Scotty is so much more aggressive when he's gaslighting. So he would have
that
said,
is
"Guys, I
true.
really
That
can't
is
hear
very
you."
true.
Like so many more times. Like he would have been like paying attention, waiting to see mouths move and go, "Guys, I can't hear you." Like he would have been so much more aggressive about it. when Scotty's actually telling the fucking truth about something, he's so much more lax.
I don't know, man. I think that was a little bit too perfect of a way to totally hijack our stream. Is to come in and be like, "Hey guys, I can't hear any of you guys. Can you hear me? I'm just gonna start talking, and I'm not gonna stop talking."
Oh, so funny! I can't wait wait to
Scotty.
see him in the chat once he starts watching this.
Anyway.
All right, so Joel hasn't been here in many a moons, so I'm gonna give the floor to Joel about Obi-Wan Kenobi
All right. Are we just doing general opinions here?
overall, and then we're gonna get into the weeds.
Okay. My overall opinion is I don't think any of us could not just absolutely adore what just happened on screen. From start to finish, there were a few things, and we'll talk about those few things that I go, that kind of just, but when I was looking at the trailer, I immediately was put off. I was telling the guys earlier today, I really didn't like the trailer, the plot line that was portrayed in the trailer as much as I absolutely loved the 2 episodes themselves. And it was great. I think if you would have given me just the first episode, I would have just been so pissed off. There was just so much left for you to grapple with, and I just love that I got an extra.
That first episode does
40
end with a
minutes.
really good stinger, though.
Yeah.
Like that one shot of you saying that he has his lightsaber on his belt again.
It's a
It's
solid
a
shot.
great shot.
Right. But I don't know, man. I'm just obsessed with Ewan McGregor. I mean, I just love the man. I just absolutely
he's
love
awesome.
the man. Ewan McGregor.
He's awesome.
What a man.
What a man.
But yeah, so I got my notes on my phone, but we're using the phone as the camera right now. So you might see me go black at some point so I can reference my notes on the episodes. Just an FYI. But that's all I got. I mean, I just want to be general. I would say if I was to rate the 2 episodes as a whole, like 9 out of 10, man. But you lost a point for some things that I want to discuss later.
Okay. Is it the no fun nitpicking we were doing in the car? Is it that?
No, it has nothing to do with spinal cord separations.
Oh boy.
Spencer.
Yeah.
On first episodes of Obi-Wan.
I'm pretty much right with Joel. I told you guys in the car when we were going to get the pizza, I was really, really nervous about this show because I thought that there were a lot of ways that it could be done really poorly and only a couple ways where it could be done in a way that really impressed me. And so far it's walking the line of really impressing me. There are a couple, like Joel said, there are a couple things that made me go, huh? But for the most part, I thought, and this is proof so far, at least. This is proof that you don't need Dave Filoni involved in the creative process of a project for it to be a success in today's day and age.
I would go so far as to say that this might show that he might be even a little bit of a hindrance sometimes.
We've talked about it over and over and over again. Filoni syndrome is a thing, and I think maybe not already, but if Filoni were at the head of this project, he'd be like, just one more episode, and then I can throw in, fan favorite character that I created X or Y.
There will be an Ezra Bridger cameo in the middle of Obi-Wan for some reason.
Yeah. I love what Filoni has done with Star Wars.
I think it's funny though because we are talking because there already are 2 characters Dave Filoni created at the center of this show along with Obi-Wan, but I know what you mean,
but it's not like a surprise. It's like we've known pretty much from day one.
Yeah.
Grand Inquisitor is going to be in there.
Fifth brother.
Thank you. They're both in there, and they are centerpieces in the story. It's not like we're going to create something new, and then every other episode, who's that? Oh my goodness, it's fan favorite character.
Who's that Clone Wars character?
Yeah. It's getting real old, Dave. I love your stuff, but I'm really glad that somebody has had an opportunity to take the really cool characters that you've made, put them at the centerpiece of a show, and not infect it with all kinds of convoluted cross character references. I love Ahsoka as a character. She doesn't need to show up every stinking place in the history of Star Wars. Anyway,
All right.
that was I said a lot of things just now. Jared,
Connor,
either one of you?
I would say I'm gonna attempt this in a not so rambly way that I did last night. This show is everything I was hoping it would be. I think that it could have been a very fan servicey member berry circle jerk, and what we got was a nuanced take at Obi-Wan and the trauma he's living with in the wake of Revenge of the Sith.
Facts.
We have a nuanced approach at showing Obi-Wan's duty to take care of Anakin and Padme's children. You know, it's not. Don't throw me off. This show could have very easily been a heavy-handed. Like the first two episodes could have just been Obi-Wan and Owen arguing. That could have been just that. There's enough material to mine there, but people making this show had the restraint to dial it back. Like they had the restraint to not have Bail Organa say the words "only hope" to Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
There were moments here where they could have dabbled in a level of excess that all of us would have allowed, especially because it's celebration weekend and we are all
hitting in the fields.
We are all just mainlining Star Wars these 4 days. It is just nothing but Star Wars. Like even more so for people like us than it normally is. So the weekend of celebration, if Bail Organa said, help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope, and anything similar to that in tone throughout the rest of these two episodes, celebration weekend, I would have taken it. I wouldn't have had an issue with it. Maybe rewatching a month from now, I'd have gone, that's a bit on the nose. But
it's like
here,
a decision that seems like a really great decision when you're drunk, and then you wake up the next morning and you're like, that tattoo is ugly.
Well, it's the same thing where when people talk about MCU movies, especially the ones that have big reveals, like how in No Way Home, whenever Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire show up, that there's they shot it to have an applause break. You know, like the way that people react, they clearly shot it so that people could just or do that clip that we've shown on air 4 times already from opening night of No Way Home where someone did a backflip when Andrew showed up. I'll find that clip for y'all. It's hilarious. It's very funny. Yeah. But they didn't do that with this show. They realized that its very existence is backflip worthy. So they delve in to, the emotion and the nuance of it all. The way that Obi-Wan, and we've been talking about it several times before we even started. Trey alluded to it when he was still here before his Wi-Fi went nuts. That moment where Obi-Wan is talking about Padme is so restrained. Yeah. And I think that's the word, that there is restraint here, and I love it. I have so few notes about these first two episodes, and
you touched upon it, so I'm going to roll with it slightly here. I love the fact that all Obi-Wan says about Padme is she was a leader. That's it. He does. I was expecting him to say something like she was a politician or she was an activist or something like that, but he just sticks with she was a leader. And I was just like, that is the best word for Padme I could possibly think of.
And it's so powerful. And the way that it's like the Breaking Bad meme where it's Walter White with the little dropper, and it's blank person doing the blankest thing. And I've seen the meme all the time where it's Star Wars fans writing the shittiest dialogue for hypothetical versions of scenes. Ewan McGregor, again, the writers and Ewan McGregor are in such perfect sync where something that restrained, where he says, she was a leader. You get everything. He plays it so well. His the way that he is lost, and I'm going to pull a Connor here, only y'all know it's not Jedi Fallen Order for me. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi's The Last Jedi. And this is what I was hoping this show was going to be. Like, it hit the beat of somebody who doesn't feel like they can do this shit anymore so perfectly. And I think something that they did was very interesting with it, because the story is not designed for him to have to be slowly coaxed into going back into the fight. Showing his legitimate, and I said this to you when we were watching it like an hour ago, the legitimate look of terror in his eyes while he's holding his lightsaber.
Yeah.
Because you can, it's not that he's afraid of Reva. He's afraid that he doesn't have it anymore.
Yep.
And we'll get into that more in a moment here. But just like, it's going for the they know how much emotion is on the table with this story, and how much you can truly mine this story for all that it's worth on just feels. And not only are they doing it, there is a tact to the way that they are doing it that was one of my biggest fears, was that this was going to be, like I said, just nostalgia fueled, like aggressive circle jerk. And it's not that.
Thanks. Yeah. May I say something real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So there's one key feature, I think, in these episodes, like a director choice kind of deal, that really emphasizes what you guys are talking about. Okay, maybe I should look at the camera. What you guys are talking about. And it's what I think makes it, and like would really screw up if it weren't this way, is the pace of the two episodes. The pacing of the two episodes is just masterfully done. It's not too quick, but still quick enough to keep you interested, and still slow enough to keep that nuance within each scene that you have. And you really, I think, play to the strengths of Ewan McGregor. I don't think he's a fact actor. You know, he's a masterful actor. He really plays with the nuances of his character. And at the end of the day, Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. And speaking of the takes, you know, I got a very similar vibe from Obi-Wan in these first two episodes as Tony Stark when he comes back from Titan, and he's like, you take this, you put it on, you hide, you know, like that meant, especially when he's talking to that other guy, his name,
Benny Safdie guy.
The Jedi with the face tats.
Nari.
Thank you.
I got that kind of vibe, but like you said, restraint, both in a writing sense and also like capture the essence of someone who is boiling on the inside, but is restrained nevertheless. And like, I got that vibe that he's Obi-Wan is terrified. He's so fearful, and he knows he shouldn't be, but he can't help it. And so he's got the fight kind of knocked out of him. He's like, there are no Jedi. It's like, not only am I saying that because I can't afford to get involved right now, I have something I got to take care of, but you shouldn't try either. Like, you're not tied down, but you need to hide. You need to try just to live a full life without them hunting you down and getting run through, which, spoilers, he does. And he ends up getting strung. But, you know, I got that restraint, but that, you know, it was so on the shoulders of Ewan to make this happen, like this narrative work, and he's nailing it. And I knew he would. I knew if an Obi-Wan Kenobi show was going to be a success, it's going to be 85% Ewan McGregor and the writing behind it.
He has so much to sell. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And another thing, and Connor, did you give your overall thoughts?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Well, something that I love, and a lot of it's because, you know, like it's one of those things that we talk about all the time. Obi-Wan Kenobi is the quintessential Jedi. Obi-Wan Kenobi is the Jedi who
did it right.
Who felt unworthy, but he persisted. Who then was adopted by Qui-Gon, and
persistence
Qui-Gon
reveals the path. I had to.
I set that one up.
Thank you, Connor, for snatching the low hanging fruit there.
But you know, he persists through there, and he keeps his spirit, and he and Qui-Gon develop their relationship, and then Qui-Gon is taken from him, and he persists, and his spirit stays, just with that fortitude, and then he has this responsibility of raising Anakin Skywalker, of raising the chosen one, and he persists, and his spirit, maintains that fortitude, and then the war changes them, and he maintains that fortitude, and he loses Satine, and he maintains that fortitude, and he has to watch Anakin lose Ahsoka. He himself loses Ahsoka, and he maintains that fortitude, and it is conflict after conflict after conflict after conflict. People around him are dying every day, and a man who is known, going to use the quote from the Revenge of the Sith novelization by Matthew Stover. Obi-Wan Kenobi is an amazing swordsman who would rather talk it out than fight, is an amazing pilot who can't stand flying. He is somebody who is capable of being this incredible warrior, but that's not who he is. He has the talent because he was forced into it, and it is his spirit of compassion and caring that we see persist after loss after loss after loss after loss up until Anakin, and it is the final straw that he thinks he murdered his best friend. And it's so funny because the episode we did with Alden about the Vanity Fair Star Wars piece where they talked about Obi-Wan Kenobi and that with Deborah Chow, I said, because Deborah Chow spoils in that article, Obi-Wan finds out that Vader is alive in the show. And I said, for the show being 10 years out from Sith, I think it's a little late in the game for him to only now know that Vader's alive.
I don't know, dude.
If he's been on the run for 10 years,
no,
he hasn't
been on the run.
He's been
parked in exile. He hasn't gone anywhere.
Right, but he's been hiding.
He's right.
Yeah,
I think
most of that is
he's
to do
more out in the open than I was thinking he would be. Like, he's got a job. He goes to the market to buy a fresh fish.
Yeah.
Right, but
you're right. And for the most part, and I will say part of that is Legends bias. It's the trap that a lot of people fall into. In Legends, I believe it's the epilogue in Dark Lord, The Rise of Darth Vader, that book. And the epilogue is when Obi-Wan finds out. He's in a cantina. He's watching, they have the HoloNet on one of like the TVs or whatever. And the HoloNet is covering the fact that Darth Vader, which is like the main plot of the book, just found and annihilated a small Jedi resistance on Kashyyyk. And that's how he finds out that Anakin's alive. Now, you get into the factor that, okay, I guess the Empire is keeping the existence of Vader closer to the chest in this version of the canon.
That's what I think.
And honestly, in the grand scheme of things, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
But
I think the average Imperial citizen has no idea that Vader exists.
And for me, again, there's one of those things where, like, I'm so used to Obi-Wan found out that Vader was still alive not too terribly long after Sith, and that's something that's hanging over him, is that eventually Vader is going to enter the picture. So when Deborah Chow said that's going to be a big reveal here, I was apprehensive. And I said then what I say almost every time a different Star Wars idea comes up.
Yeah.
I'm not super into this. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to be proven wrong. I'm ready for this to win me over. And Ewan's performance in that moment where Reva says, I'm going to bring you to him, Lord Vader will be pleased. And that, like, and again, they could have overdone it very easily, and we still would have taken it. Where if his eyes get big and he starts hyperventilating, he almost like falls a little bit, like gripping on one of those crates. Mm-hmm. It's in his eyes that you see the fear of God fill him.
He doesn't have to say a word.
He doesn't have to say a word.
He's such an amazing actor.
And he's just, again, but like they could have like had his like physical reaction be so much bigger, and it's so restrained. It is so precise.
Yeah.
And the fact that he waits until he's back on the ship and it's Leia, it's his daughter, who goes, Ben, what's wrong? Anakin. Like that, it's perfect. It is perfect. It is the exact right amount. You can put extra sauce on it and it'll still be good, but this is the equilibrium. Perfectly. There's so much there. And then the smash cut to Vader in the back to tank.
That was good.
Almost like he can sense that they finally found him.
It gave me chills.
Sense that somebody in the galaxy just said his name.
His actual name. I do look.
Yeah.
Every hair on my arm right now. Just thinking of like his eyes shooting open. And again, like Hayden's performance, even in that moment, like there's so much intensity in his eyes.
Yeah.
Connor, I give you the floor, then we can get into more details with these first two episodes.
I just generally phenomenal. Like I really don't know what else to say. Like the first episode was the thing I really liked about the first episode was that Kenobi doesn't get back into the fight until like the last 5 minutes.
I love that the lightsaber didn't leave the holster.
Yeah.
I love that.
Never used
because
it.
that was so much tension the whole time. You're like, when is he going to use it? When are we going to see action? You know, just wait.
He's going to turn it on in whenever he first meets Vader. That's my prediction.
Which I want to talk about. Looking forward to that with you. It was just so methodically. It was so slowly paced in just such a methodically beautiful way in the first episode that, like, I think I prefer the first episode over the second one because of that. Like, just seeing Obi-Wan's intro, to me at least, reminded me of a more slow-paced Rey's intro in Force Awakens. We see his daily routine. We see what he's going through. And unlike Rey, where it's like she's the scavenger sort of discovering her potential, Obi-Wan is a former Jedi trying to hide his potential. He's like, I don't want any part of this. And like, I think that's a fascinating comparison, Connor. And I think it's interesting because what I took from that same basic principle, though you get to see their daily routine, I saw Luke in The Last Jedi.
That too. Yeah.
I so much saw like the way where, we're going around, space cap titty milk, and he's, like pole vaulting the ocean to catch the fish and everything, where it's just
like enough food to feed him for like a month also.
Yeah. As opposed to Obi-Wan's little cube of meat.
Yeah. Connor, they looked at me like I was crazy here. Did anybody else get the impression that Obi-Wan is like skimming off the top at his meat slicing job?
I was the first time. It was the fact that he did it so many times.
Did anybody see somebody else like wrapping up a little chunk of meat and sticking it down their apron? Or is Obi-Wan just a petty thief now?
I think Obi-Wan's just a petty thief.
See, the amount of people who walk by him when he's doing it, because he's not trying to be sneaky.
No, he's not hiding it. It's more ritualistic.
It's that. Yeah. I mean, I think it's also like there's food service jobs that are like, you get a meal while you're working. That, like, I wouldn't think it's incredibly unrealistic.
Dude, I worked in food service. I used to steal shit all the time.
Like Connor.
But like,
what's that in the background, Connor?
Don't forget, he's not in PA anymore.
Oh,
so
that's right.
He's not in jurisdiction.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm outside the law, baby. For now. But like, it's just so methodically paced, and like we see like 3 separate. I'll have to rewatch the episode. What a shame! I'll have to rewatch the Obi-Wan Kenobi episode.
Darn.
Oh no. Because like I think there's like 2 or 3 separate times. Let's see. There's Bail, Nari, and I want to say there's like someone else that are like, you got to get back in the fight, and he's just like, no. Yeah, hi Brian. Obi-Wan's just trying to get by. The thing I love the one encounter I love the most is when Nari comes to him and he's like, I know who you are. He's like, you're Obi-Wan. I'm like, my name's Ben, dude. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then like he pulls out his saber and he's like, I need your help. And then I wrote down the line because just like the way Ewan delivers it is just phenomenal. Like props to Deborah, like props to both Ewan and Deborah Like Deborah just kills it with her directing, and Ewan McGregor is just. I hope he wins something for his performance.
Top tier
in this show.
I'm just to follow up on that very statement. I said this whenever Alden was on for the Rebellion will be televised article thing. And I just want to say to you and Joel, if someone traveled back in time 10 years ago, and again, I'm speculating, but if it comes to pass and says
10
to you,
years ago, they traveled back in time, or they traveled back in time to
they
10
traveled
years
to
ago?
you in 2012 and Disney bought Lucasfilm.
Okay.
Jackass, and told you in 2022, 2023, Ewan McGregor is going to win an Emmy for his performance as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Think about just stew on that. Like the way you have to go, Ewan's back as
in
an
a
Emmy
TV show.
An Emmy? Wait, he won an Emmy? There was a show? Huh? What? Like the psychic damage you would sustain from that conversation?
A Broadway show.
In a Broadway show.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, Connor, I want to hear your quote. Go ahead.
No, but like the line where he's like, "You want my help? Take this. Walk into the middle of the desert and bury it into the ground." And I'm like, yes, I like this version of Obi-Wan. He's just like, fuck off. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
I was so appreciative of the fact that like he just did not want to do this until like the last 5 minutes of the episode. And it's like, he's just so adamant about it. And it's very Luke Skywalker Last Jedi. But the main difference is that while Luke shelters away on Ahch-To for the betterment of the galaxy, to say, I'm moving myself off the board so I don't restore the Jedi so the galaxy can be a better place. This Obi-Wan's felt more personal to me, where he's like, I'm not going to become a Jedi anymore for the betterment of the galaxy, because I already know what pain and suffering I myself can cause.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful parallels.
I couldn't agree more.
For sure.
The first 2 episodes were phenomenal. Like
I've got a major hot take after Jared does the big reveal here.
I want to come to some comments real quick. William, yes, Scotty was on, but I know you don't like to rewind streams, but he took over, I want to say, about 15 minutes of this stream talking just by himself.
Within the first 2 minutes of us going live.
Yeah, don't worry. He's
reporting live from Anaheim.
Viral sensation,
Scotty J. Rowe, who apparently couldn't hear any of us. Definitely worth going back to listen.
And also, Brian Fantasy with 2012, you and Ryan Emmy. No. Come on, there's a better chance of Donald Trump becoming president.
I'm not gonna. I like not to.
The odds of both may shock you.
Hot take.
Yes.
All right, I got a hot take for you here.
Hot take.
I might. I'm trying to decide how far I'm willing to take this. Like how high of the hill I'm willing to die on here. I don't think that this show, as it's written now, is possible without the Clone Wars arc from season 5 on Zygeria. I really think that unintentionally laid the groundwork for everything that's happening in this show.
I don't see how that's a hot take.
I'm saying it's not like this show doesn't make as much sense. Like Obi-Wan as a character at this point, even though he's dealing with stuff, it doesn't make sense. Like I'd still be like, but wait a minute, like they're right. The Inquisitors are right. You're a Jedi. Like you can't just sit around and watch injustice happen. But the seeds of Obi-Wan's complacency are sown in the Zygeria arc. Whenever, the whole idea, like he legit like his will is broken at that early, like before the Clone Wars even over. He knows what it's like when other people suffer because he sticks up for them, and like you can see the carry. I understand it's been 10 years, but when they're collecting their pay the first time from the gonk droid, and the guy is like, this is half of what you owe me, I've got a family to feed, and he's like, too bad, move along. And you can tell that Obi-Wan is like, he hurts inside for this, but he's not going to say anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad it gets. Doesn't matter how. And I thought for 1 second when they're climbing on the transport to go home, I thought for a split second that he was going to give his money to the guy, but I thought he can't do that either. Like he used to work for the government. Like he could live anywhere, he could do anything, but all of the credits in the world are useless out here. Like he has to actually earn a living. He can't afford to give anything away. Like the Jedi, who are supposed to be about selfless service and about charity and about protecting others, protecting their dignity and their rights and stuff, like he can't do anything. Like his entire identity as a Jedi is stripped from him at this point. He's got nothing left but the painful memory of a slaughtered family and a lightsaber that he literally buried in the desert.
In the eyes of a boy whose master has failed him.
Exactly, Connor. And I thought at first, whenever he said to what's his name, he was just like, take this and bury it. Nari, when he's like, bury it. I honestly thought he was speaking like in hyperbole, like forget you were like by bury it. He means like forget you were ever a Jedi. Like you can put it away. You can get rid of it. Just forget that you ever existed in this sense. And then he like goes into the desert with, you know, he somehow reaches through space-time and grabs a U.S. Army surplus entrenching tool and unearths his lightsabers. But I thought for sure he was speaking hyperbolically there, but it was like, oh dang, he's at that point of broken seriousness where he doesn't even mess around. He's not even figurative anymore.
I've gone back to this so many times in defending The Last Jedi and in talking about what we would be seeing in this show. We do not address the fact that in A New Hope, Obi-Wan refers to himself as a Jedi in the past tense. And even though he's very, the fool's blind, he's very Jedi in A New Hope, I think he's still realistic about what has happened. And I want to say, Brian, with the comment of, I think it's not that he's just complacent, doesn't want to help, is that he can't reveal himself because of Luke. And obviously that's a factor. Yeah, I think that,
for sure.
I think that what you're getting at is that, like,
he cannot risk any level of discovery.
Because he can't. He has lost the identity as Obi-Wan Kenobi protector.
Involuntary complacency.
Yeah.
He can't. Yeah, he has no choice. I think his spirit is cloven to the bone in every sense of the word. Like he lost his family, he lost his apprentice, his brother, and he thinks he killed him. He thinks, like you said earlier, I murdered my own brother. I didn't have a choice, but I did it.
Doesn't change exactly.
I did it.
It was technically the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Cool motive, still murder.
Yeah. Necessary, but you killed a man.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want this to be his reality, but he has no choice. Anything that he could do to make it better draws attention to himself. He cannot afford any level of scrutiny, any level of curiosity. He needs to be the most uninteresting person in the galaxy and the most. That's basically it. He needs to be the most like if you passed him on the street, you'd be like, that guy probably could hardly string a sentence together. Just not. He needs to be so uninteresting that nobody would even.
Yeah.
And that is the price that comes with, like, when you are charitable, when you are defending the rights and dignity of others, like that draws attention, and he can't afford to do any of that. Like he cannot even afford to stick up to the foreman at his meat chopping plant because he can't risk not only the attention but his job. Jedi, let's be honest, have no skills. You know, they have no practical skill. This is you're talking Tatooine. You have to be a farmer. You have to be a tradesman. He's got like nothing. I mean, he's sharp as a tack. He can pick it up. But when you walk in the door to a machine shop and you're like, hey, I want a job, they say, well, what experience do you have? Absolutely none. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by, but we'll be seeing you.
Yeah. Or you end up in a situation like Cal Kestis where you become something like a scrapper, and it's like, okay, cool. All that athleticism you've built up over the course of your career makes you a shoo-in for this. How long until there's a disaster or an accident, and you have to either save yourself or others, and then you expose yourself the same way Kestis does on Braca.
The same way, what is it? Apocalypse? X-Men Apocalypse? Whichever one, Magneto gets himself a cute little family in Poland.
Yeah, it's Apocalypse.
Yeah.
The 18th time Magneto's family gets wiped off the map. I want to say, I think that I want to get into one very specific factor here. With Reva, who Moses Ingram, welcome to the Star Wars family.
I love her.
That I don't understand how.
I have huge opinions about Reva.
I love Reva as a character
she
far.
Is so
Don't
clever
you shake
in
your
her
head.
recklessness.
You bad opinion machine. She's standout. She is standout. The Grand Inquisitor is one of my favorite new characters in canon.
Laziest writing I've ever seen.
What do you mean the laziest writing?
I can't believe I'm hearing this, Joel.
Part of me wants to say I'm joking, but I'm really not. No, I hate it.
Okay, explain yourself.
Okay. We just went on a rant and a tangent for 20 minutes about how amazing the writing is and the nuance and all this amazing stuff that is happening in this show. And then you have the most blatantly overwhelming and lazy writing in Reva.
How's it? What's like?
I think what Joel is getting at is it's an old trope.
It is. You have this obnoxious
itself
villain.
Is okay, but you have obnoxious. I see what he's getting at.
Like, you have this slow-moving, well-paced, amazing show, and then you have this super fast-paced, obnoxious, I'm going to, like, destroy the world villain that makes no sense whatsoever.
Okay.
Why does it not make any sense?
I think I know where it's going, though.
I don't care where it's going.
No.
If you would have stepped it back and made it just a little bit more intention, I have nothing wrong with the character as much as wrong with the writing of the character and how fast and how obnoxious she is. I hate sitting there on edge going, this, like, I'm so tired of this stupid thing.
Here's what I think is going on with Reva. And we're going to get into a little bit of theory time, and I touched on this a little bit last night. Now, you haven't watched Rebels, you haven't played Jedi Fallen Order. So the Inquisitors, the Imperial Inquisitorius, are fallen Jedi who, when Order 66 came down and the Jedi Purge started, surrendered. And when given the option of die or help hunt your fellow Jedi, they opted to become Jedi hunters. I can't, off the top of my head, think of any Inquisitors who aren't ex-Jedi. For example, the Grand Inquisitor himself is an ex-Jedi Temple Guard, like the dudes with the yellow saber staffs in Clone Wars. He's one of them. I have two theories about Reva that are basically the same theory. It's just a matter of set dressing, basically, between them. When the Grand Inquisitor says, "We found you in the gutter," he could mean, I don't think what he means matters. He could say that she was just just lost.
Maybe
in general.
she was one of those children from the beginning.
I think there's a little black girl. And watching it a second time, I knew to fucking look to see if there was someone who could potentially be Reva in the younglings who were running away after that Jedi gets gunned down.
Yeah.
And the way that she's talking to the citizens on Tatooine about the Jedi will sell you out, the Jedi will this, the Jedi will that, for someone who, as a little kid, like a mentor you looked up to, relied on to protect you, failed, got gunned down right in front of you. I don't think it's unrealistic to say that kind of trauma like kind of like mutates into you let us get captured.
Okay.
Because we see that with even Inquisitors we have in canon as well.
We see it with
I
Trilla
think-
in Fallen Order.
In particular. What I think is happening here is that she and Vader have a particular connection. I think that after, obviously she doesn't die in the temple if she's the little girl we see. If she's the little girl we see, she doesn't die at the temple, obviously. She gets out, and when the Inquisition finds her, she's living in destitution by herself in isolation. And I think Vader sees where he came from in her. And there's that like little flicker of Anakin that like takes her under his wing, almost like a dark mirror image of Ahsoka, almost, if you think of it that way. And that's why she, unlike, to my knowledge, any other Inquisitor, and of like 3 people of Imperial high command who knows who Darth Vader is. Like, that's a secret. I was sitting exactly where you are right now, Joel, watching this episode last night. Mm-hmm. And when she said Anakin Skywalker lives, I gasped out loud. I think the reason why she is so, like, when compared to the other Inquisitors,
hollow, flat.
What?
Yeah.
God damn it, Joel.
2-dimensional, hollow, flat.
Joel,
I don't
we're
think
2 episodes into the season.
Yeah, but
everybody's 2-dimensional.
I'm sorry, but don't jump into a character in just one dimension and give me a rage monster who does nothing but serve one single purpose during the entire 2 episodes.
Well, here's what I'm saying. I think she, there's also like allusions to how, like, again in Fallen Order with Trilla, how like she's specifically trying to court favor with the Emperor. I think, like these Inquisitors, I don't know if they know the full extent of like the rule of 2, but I think there might be on some level they're trying to become like the true next apprentice. But also, I think she is trying specifically to honor Vader by being the one to bring him Kenobi or court his favor in some way. And again, another reason why I really like her character is that in the pantheon of Inquisitors we've seen, and I said this when we were watching it, I have not seen a single like flavor of Inquisitor repeated. With the Grand Inquisitor, we have like the very sinister, calculating, like snake. He's a snake. Like think, like I hate to make this comparison because it's Jason Isaacs, but he's like Lucius Malfoy if he was a Sith Lord. And I don't just say that because Jason Isaacs, but there's just this slithered, swarmy, slimy nature to him. With Trilla, you have a character who is fractured by the trauma of Order 66, who very much had this if you can't beat him, join him, and I'm going to kill every Jedi I meet, and is like fueled by a very personal revenge of you hurt me and I want to hurt you for it. You have, like I said, Grand Inquisitor, you have Trilla, you have the Ninth Sister who is full of rage. Ninth is Big Ugly from Fallen Order, right?
Yeah.
The Ninth Sister is just so full of rage and resentment towards the galaxy at large for what happened to her. With Reva, you have somebody who is hell bent on one target, and it's because she wants to court the favor of Darth Vader. And I think the reasons behind why she may or may not be trying to court favor with Vader is going to be incredibly fascinating. And, Rage Monster, all those things, sure, she's also incredibly calculating.
Did I not say I don't have a problem with character?
You have everything you've said
is
so
that you
far
have a
tonight
problem
is
with
that
the
you hate the
character.
character.
No,
he said
I'm saying
the writing. Okay,
yes,
that's
it's
the
the
character.
writing. No, it's how the character is presented.
The character is presented as somebody who's desperate, somebody who will break the rules, who will put her neck in the way, like she's preparing to get stomped on in
She
this
could
insane
be killed for what
gambit.
she did to the Grand
And I
Inquisitor.
want her to die because she's just so annoying. Like you get someone like you just jump right into someone who just is annoying. Like you see, I understand what you're saying, and you're coming from a perspective that I don't have because you've seen all of the other stuff. Okay, I have not seen any of the other stuff. I knew nothing about the Inquisitors. I don't even care. I'm talking specifically about the writing and how she's been presented in 2 episodes.
Okay, do you have the same problem with the Grand Inquisitor?
Yeah, I do.
So you just think they're all just kind of one note?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, next to the character that we've had for like literally 20 years to kind of ruminate with, and also his own like
Yeah, but
decade
no, I'm
long
saying you can
animated
present it
series.
a lot better though. If you're introducing characters, you can present them as 3-dimensional characters without immediately jumping into just a flat, annoying villain.
Well, 2 of the 3 Inquisitor. 2 of the 3. Have
Yeah.
we seen
There's
the
a
three?
fourth one
Yeah,
in the
2
second
of-
episode, but she
2
has
of-
like 3 lines of
Yeah,
dialogue.
2 of the 3 have already been introduced,
Okay.
and the third one gets a lot of introduction as being somebody who's mad. There's a lot of like it is a trope. Like I'm angry, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get like that is a well used trope, but it's within the context of like a horribly twisted version of the Jedi Order, in the same way that you have very different kinds of Jedi. Oh, the idea of a guardian of the peace and justice in the galaxy, that's such a trope. That's so 2-dimensional. It's like the anti-Jedi Order is what we're looking at. There's going to be diversity and there's going to be variation in why you do what you do. If you read some of the old Republic or the High Republic stuff, it's like each Jedi has their own understanding, their individual take on what the Force is to them, but all of them work together. Some of the Inquisitors have very different motivations for why they do what they do, but when it comes down to it, all of them want to kill Jedi. They all feel betrayed, or they all feel a hatred toward the Jedi in some way, shape, or form, and that's their goal. And in this case, we have the young, scrappy kid that hates everything and hates everyone,
That
probably
also-
including herself.
And clearly also resents the Inquisitors. Like the way
Yeah.
the Grand Inquisitor talks down to her on Dayu, where he's like, make no mistake, just because you are an Inquisitor does not change the fact that you're trash. Like
Oh,
that's
dude,
basically what he says to her, which
The
is
Inquisitor
played
politics
so well.
I love.
So cool. So, and again, it's just one of those like Star Wars, it's just more flavor and more flavor, and I love it. But like that interaction alone, I think colors it, where you end up with like with an Inquisitor who almost has like Raphael from the fucking Ninja Turtles kind of thing going on.
Only you
Of
could
that,
make a parallel between.
But it's the
TMNT.
same type of character though. But like that's an archetype we haven't seen with the Inquisitors. That's fresh, that's new, and that's interesting. Where you have the hothead who's like, I know I'm better than all of you. And it has that
Okay,
entitlement,
but
and that
wouldn't you
resentment,
say-
and that hunger.
Wouldn't you also
That's
say
a cool
though
character.
that you have right? But wouldn't you also say though that you have a similar character in Darth Vader?
No.
No,
Not at this point. No. I
No.
mean,
No,
You
and
have-
I'm not saying with the development we've had. I'm saying as a whole, you have someone who's just like goes into an absolute rage in episode 3, right? Okay.
I think you
That's the
would have had a better argument with somebody who's young and talented but disrespectful and willing to do whatever that it takes for them to prove that they were right. I think that's a more convincing parallel, but also who better to court favor with the Jedi that used to be like that than to act in that same way. Like I think Jared's getting at something. I think it's very possible that Vader sees something in her like himself, and she's stoking that fire. She's like, I'm going to court favor
Came
by
from destitution.
Yeah.
They look down on you on some level, and even though it was something Palpatine was whispering in his ear for all those years, he wasn't fucking wrong. They're afraid of you, not because they think that you're going to do something terrible, but because they know how powerful you will become. Now, of course, Palpatine manipulated that and turned it into its worst possible version of itself. But like, I think we're seeing her act like Anakin, and Vader and her have a particular relationship because of that.
she kind of
Rewind
reminds me
like 5
of a
seconds to me
more.
referring to Darth Vader.
Well, I know, but like Darth Vader comes with like his character, like that's why there's a delineation between Anakin and Vader. Anakin is like the hot-headed hero.
I
with the
did
chip
say
on his
episode
shoulder.
3.
Well, I know, but I'm talking about like Vader as like that. But that's one chapter, and I think that's what we're also getting at here is that that's one segment of Anakin's character that matures and grows into something very different over time. And like look back at the sequel trilogy, man. You fucking hated Kylo Ren at first. It took you the full sequel trilogy to be like, oh, I get it now. And we're only on episode 2.
No, but I hated him too.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And you were saying the same thing
I'm
about
allowed
Kylo.
to change my opinion.
I know you are. But I'm saying
based off of the first 2 episodes, I was presented with a character who was extremely abrasive, one-dimensional, and an annoying villain.
Just for the record, you said 2-dimensional the first time.
Yeah, she lost a whole dimension.
Yeah, I'm just taking it back each time.
The more we talk about it, the more he's like, you know what? 0 dimensions. She didn't even appear on screen.
Dimensions.
Not even a subatomic particle.
I don't want to get too hung up on this any further, but I hear what you're saying. I think you're gonna have your mind changed.
And I'm okay with that. I'm just saying you could have introduced it in a much less abrasive way.
I think
she's
idea
meant
was
to be
I think
abrasive.
exactly. I think she's supposed to rub you the like I don't love the Inquisitors. Jared knows this. It's not my favorite subcult of Star Wars is the idea of the Inquisitorius, but I like the Grand Inquisitor as a character, and when she's like talking back to him and like disrespecting him, I'm like, who? Who? It's like, you are again? Excuse me? Who are you? You know who this is, right? This is the guy.
That's a new clip I have.
The
to
guy
have
that
on
just
standby.
got stabbed and is going to come back.
Yeah.
This to me seems very much like a Full Metal Jacket situation where the Grand Inquisitor is Drill Sergeant Hartman, who like does not see her running him through. I think he knows that she's disrespectful, but I don't think he sees
there's
it
an
to
arrogance he has. He
has
would
an
never
arrogant-
imagine one of them pulling a saber on him.
Yeah, and that's like Maya, you
I
know
need that
who you're
clip of Snoop
talking
Dogg
to,
going,
right?
Who? Or the one in Soldier where he was like, Drake? Yeah, the same vibe.
And the thing I'm just super excited about is that like the thing that I and many other people have been referring back to the second, like the day of, like there are some things far more frightening than death. Like Jared said it, I think, when we were just discussing it either last night or some other time, or maybe today, like it's probably going to be a case of like, okay, so for context, in the 2020 Star Wars main comic run, the Grand Inquisitor spirit is just taken. And
Connor,
just
while you're on this note, I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. You guys keep talking. I'm going to hear you.
And just put into this Jedi temple on, I can't remember the freaking name of the temple, but I know it's on a High Republic planet and it's going to kill me. This is going to be my own throne. I fucking hate it. Anyway, his spirit is just beholden to a temple, and he's there for the sole purpose of luring Jedi there so he can soften them up or kill them, and then just Vader comes in, ends the job. And it's just like he's a Jedi, he's still a Jedi killer. And he's just he doesn't say it outright, but he's like, this fucking sucks, man. I don't want to do this. And so like I think Jared said it to me when we were chatting about it. I could see it being a sort of physical part of that, where it's like, it's up front. Okay, cool. We've come full circle, everybody. It'd be kind of like that, where it's like they bring him in, probably back to him up, steroids, just give him just all the Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire steroids possible. Roid him up, and then he's just like, let me die. And Vader's like, no, you're a tool to use to serve my purposes. And he's like, you gotta be shitting me, dude. So, and then that's where he's like, yeah, there are some things worse than death. Like, this is it. Like, involuntary servitude, not fun.
For sure.
And so, like, I'm just intrigued as to see what they're gonna do. Because like, again, what are they gonna do? Like, it's intriguing, but like also just I can't really rank the first 2 episodes one against each other because it's like
They seem more like one episode to me.
it feels like one really long episode. And I said this on Twitter. I would not be shocked at all if at the end of this show, someone takes all 6 episodes. Oh, wow. Sorry. Someone takes all 6 episodes and edits it into a edit
like a 3-hour movie.
Did
Yeah,
it
like
not
basically-
feel like a movie though? Like it really did. It was so cohesive.
It's a movie. It's
Yeah.
basically like it's a
Yeah.
6-hour movie. It's like not
It
a
has that
6-hour
movie pacing to
but
it.
it's
It
a
has
6
But it's a long movie.
It's a 6-episode movie, and I'm so
Listen,
like,
we
dude,
watched
we got
longer.
5 days till the 3rd episode. 5 days.
Yeah,
5. This is
gonna
nuts.
It's gonna be
This
whack.
is insane. Like 5 days to the 3rd episode. We get to this 4th episode. I'll be getting new glasses, which is gonna be great. And then like the 4th episode will come out, and then like the 5th and 6th episode are just gonna be like the slog for me. It's like, this wait is terrible. But like the fact that we premiere with 2 episodes is great. I actually might rewatch. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna rewatch them tonight. I might though. I don't know. Kenobi's impressed me, man. Like Deborah
really
Chow's
has.
killing it. Joby Harold, if he kept up what he did with the first 2, is gonna be phenomenal. Ewan McGregor, incredible.
Yeah, stay away
Like-
from my man, Ewan.
like Ewan, Moses, who's the Grand Inquisitor? Rupert. I can't believe I almost forgot him. I almost said Grand. Rupert
grinned.
Rupert
Pull Harry
Grant.
Potter.
Just everybody has just been
Wrong.
phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
So-
the only production level criticism I have, and I looked at I mentioned it to Jared, and he was like, I was thinking the same thing whenever we saw it in the movie. It was in episode 2, whenever Leia is like running on the rooftops away from Obi-Wan, and there's a shootout, and the 3rd sister sees the firefight and is running toward it. There's this one like half-second long first-person shot of her jumping and grabbing onto a pipe.
Yeah.
And I look over at Jared, and I was like, that was an odd
It's because the
choice
shot's
for-
too short. It's because
Yeah.
the shot is too short.
I-
Because you don't really get to like enjoy like the ride while she's like grabbing onto it.
Yeah.
It's just this quick like whip in front of your face, and it throws.
Yeah, that
you.
was definitely-
Star Wars has always been very sparing with first-person shots, though. Like
Yeah.
they've always
It
used
is a
them very
franchise
sparingly.
infamous for exclusively using wides and close-ups.
Yeah,
You
that
do
was
not get a whole
definitely
lot of
weird
interesting
choice, but I
cinematography
appreciate
in
it
But there
Star
are-
Wars.
There are quite a number of forgivable, weird things that occurred in the 2 episodes. Do you know what I'm referring to?
Is it
I mean,
the
I don't,
first-person
so.
shot of her jumping onto a pipe?
No, I'm referring to the kidnappers being very
Very high? Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
No, I'm talking
yeah, that guy
about them
was free.
struggling really hard to get through those trees.
Oh yeah, that
Oh, yeah,
the
that
main
was-
guy
yeah.
was
The guy
Yeah.
ran
Fully
into
in.
that one branch and just
From
stood
Red
there,
Hot
like
Chili
wiggling
Peppers.
for a few seconds.
Oh, that was his cameo.
yeah.
Cool. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys heard Connor. The flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers was the main
I don't know
bounty
anything
hunter.
about Red Hot Chili Peppers.
But yeah, no, watching it a second time, I noticed the way the one alien just kind of stops in front of a branch and goes, "Oh!"
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
You got
wait,
me!
oh wait, I didn't realize they were high out of their minds. I kept like the first time I watched that episode.
No, they're only high the second time when Obi-Wan takes the jar of space crack.
Oh.
You just
It's
know.
not- yeah.
Okay, yeah, like
They
the
might
first-
as
He
well
goes full
been.
John Mulaney, and he's just like boom, street smart, poof, and just drops it and sprints out of there.
Yeah, I felt like
Um,
the first time when they were trying to get Leia and they're struggling, and I'm like, why are they struggling? It's a kid. Like this
Yeah.
is weird.
And it gets funnier when you watch
I
too
know.
closely. Again, that green alien just looks at a branch and goes, "Oh!"
Oh yeah, yeah, that killed me. That
Yeah,
was
I was
so
like-
funny.
I said to Joel and Jared, I was just like, it's like they've never seen a forest before. Like this isn't even dense woods.
Right,
It's not
no,
even like a
it's
like
so
a
bad.
like a,
A
ju-
tree.
like a triple canopy
Like I
jungle.
could
It's
jump
like
that,
exactly.
and I can't do physical activity for like
exactly.
a month or two.
I mean, okay. The reason I'm forgiving it is because, like, just imagine being that little girl
It's Star Wars.
and being
Yeah.
in that chase scene and you're just making this girl's dream by
You're
being
a
in Star
10-year-old
Wars.
playing Princess
Yeah.
Leia, outrunning a bunch of bounty hunters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
freaking cool. Just let it happen. You know?
Yeah.
I want to go back, and Spencer, we talked about this in our very special episode of the Versus series. Joel, to inform you, I did a special episode of the Versus series that's on the main feed where we tried to predict who would be the winner between the inevitable rematch between Obi-Wan and Vader. And we brought up something that was very, very heady and very how does the Force work?
Yeah. And we were right.
That Obi-Wan's, I don't think we were prepared for the degree to which we were
I don't think
right.
we were. I don't think we were either.
I almost want to do a redo and be like, he's more fucked than we thought he was. So we were talking about how it's been 10 years since he has like been combative with the Force, and kind of posited the idea that maybe the Force is like a muscle. It's like a muscle, and over time that muscle atrophies. And in that moment,
Joel,
where he almost has a nosebleed with the amount of focus it takes him to stop Leia's fall.
Right.
I don't know
Which
if
the
you
way it's
heard me.
framed, Very Cal saves
incredible.
Paul.
Oh, it's such a cool
Incredible.
sequence. I don't know if you heard me. I looked over at Spencer and went, "He's in trouble."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it was that hard to stop her. You're fighting
Yeah, he's
Vader.
in really big
And
trouble.
then like,
which
and
I
then
was
also,
really-
and then later at the very end, and I'm grabbing it off the stand and just like when he's like this, holding the lightsaber, like afraid to fight Reva, and then Spencer went, "Oh, this is bad."
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like our
It-
prediction is that he's going to get his ass kicked.
I think
But we didn't.
as of today, we have a plausible canonical explanation for why Obi-Wan's swordsmanship on the Death Star in Episode 4 looks so horrible to the modern eye. It's like, like that.
Dude, after
It's
this
not
fight,
like-
he's probably done.
It's not like riding a bicycle.
No.
It's stuff you gotta train.
It's
You gotta
definitely
train.
he's
like
but
I would not be shocked if like he fights Vader in the final episode or whatever, and then just puts away the saber and never touches it. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Did you notice how like after a brief scuffle with a couple of those guys, he like not only has a bloody nose, but he punches somebody and goes,
Oh yeah,
"Oh!"
it's because he punches the Zabrak. He does the same thing he did to Grievous. He
Nice.
does
Oh
the
my
same thing he did to
gosh.
Grievous, only with his hand. Because he punches him in the temple where like the little horn comes out of. That's when he's like, "Oh!" Like, he just punched the guy in the head horn.
I thought it was just like I socked a guy in the jaw and it hurt.
No, he put
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
that's
like
what
with
I
Grievous,
thought,
he's like,
too.
"I'm just gonna kick this metal man in the shin. Surely this won't hurt me more than it hurts
Go,
him."
go for the leg sweep. Ouch.
Yeah. Oh no, I shattered my own shin. He did the same thing against the Zabrak,
So it's like
where he just
like
goes
in
to throw
Dead-
this
like
big
in
hook.
Deadpool where he breaks his own leg against Colossus's face.
Yes. It is ostensibly the same
This
thing.
is the same principle, except in Star Wars, nobody breaks any bones.
No,
Of course not.
except for when they do, and it's very unsettling.
yeah.
But-
so
Overall, it sounds like we liked Obi-Wan Kenobi episodes 1 and 2.
am very,
hated
very.
it.
I'm relieved. I truly am relieved at how well this was put together so far. I really hope they don't take some really, really out of nowhere left turn with
When we meet like a
direction of
4-year-old
the
Din
story.
Djarin.
That would ruin it. I'm almost dead serious.
Don't push it.
I'm almost dead serious that
at
would ruin it.
most, I could see maybe like we get like a little extended flashback of that Grogu thing. At most,
We might see
Other-
Grogu.
other than
What
that,
if it's
nothing.
Reva?
Because like,
What if it's
come on.
Reva who saved him? I don't believe it.
Nah,
I'm just throwing shit at the wall at the moment.
what if we find out?
What
What
if-
if,
You're
what
losing
if
me.
what if we created an entire show of Star Wars content that besides a couple known characters, it was just all original? What if we did that? What if we didn't
So-
throw in cameos that ostensibly could work, but like Do they really need to be there? No, not really. What if we just made a whole show
There's season 1 of The Mandalorian.
So
and then season 2? It's
Star
like just kidding.
Wars
Back to your regular.
Jedi Fallen
Exactly.
Order.
Darth Vader at the end. Shut up.
He said a few.
So what if the next
Saw Gerrera
episode is
and
all about
Vader. That's it. What were you saying, Joel? Sorry.
I'm gonna be so annoying.
What?
I said, what if the next episode is just all about Darth Vader, and so like they switch perspectives for a minute?
I'm
That
gonna
would be
so
cool.
annoying.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I'm gonna be so annoying.
Okay, be annoying. Did you predict that? Oh, you're gonna be annoying if that happens.
Yes,
Oh, I see.
because it's my boy.
Oh,
I would.
Oh,
that would be.
so that's a good thing.
Yes,
A good
I'm
okay.
saying
I would definitely be intrigued by that. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it's-
see
it's
it
that'd
gonna
be
be
cool.
a nuisance to be in the same
happening.
room as Jared.
Yeah,
like if we try to
But-
watch that together, I'm sorry.
but like, what
He's
if
gonna
it
be a
starts? Like,
nuisance.
what if it starts like right after he comes out of the
like fresh off the table.
yeah
with
fresh
the-
off the table?
Where's my bath towel?
No, I think that would be really cool. So Joel, to fill you in on my prediction pool, my big ones have been that who are these people, Boop? Well, I know that it took you so long to learn who Spencer is, but that's Joel.
Hi,
That's
Boop.
Joel. That's the voice you hear in the beginning of all of our episodes.
Hello,
That handsome
I
devil.
have been MIA.
Yes, he has. Not surprised in the next episode, Vader.
Hi,
presents him
Christina.
next time. Yeah,
that would be a solid segue.
It
yeah.
If you were doing that's the sort of thing that you would only notice if you were doing a marathon and you're like, holy crap, like the last thing you see in episode 2 is Vader and the entire second episode is from his, like, you were literally staring into his eyes for the first one, and for all intents and purposes for episode 3 you're staring through his eyes.
I still can't get over like
You're a
Ewan's-
gem, Christina.
Like
You're
I
a gem.
just, I
So-
just can't get over the moment where Obi-Wan finds out.
It's amazing. And again, Joel,
Incredibly done.
just to the
Incredibly
degree to which I'm going to be insufferable if we get a full Vader episode.
A POV
If
episode.
we get an episode that is just the last 10 years from Vader's perspective. Again, where I sat where you are right now watching the first 2 episodes,
Yeah.
and when it just smash cuts to the back to tank, I pulled a Scotty J-Ro. I just started screaming. Like, I was not in control of my own body in that moment. It was just like I was like, "Ah!" Like I couldn't. I don't even know what noise I made. It sounded like Blu-ray Obi-Wan in the Junlin Waste. Boop, I don't know what you mean by putting that in parentheses. I'm never insufferable.
Those are quotes.
I know. That's what I meant. I knew what I meant. I knew what I meant.
You are already insufferable.
Also, it's a small touch,
Thank you for explaining their joke.
but I really like the movie style end credits.
Me
for this
too.
Show.
Yeah,
It really
good.
it really shows with the promotion and now with the credits and now with pretty much just like everything with it. Like this is a movie just split into 6 episodes.
So you're right. Predictions.
Yeah.
My big one going in,
Uh-huh.
knowing about the Vader rematch, has been that this show will end with Obi-Wan faking his death. And that's what keeps the Empire from ever coming looking for him again, is that they're convinced he's dead.
But here's the thing.
Or what if-
But here's the thing that could add credence to that. Outside of Reva, actually, wait. None of them know he's on Tatooine.
Exactly. And that was my other one. That this is one that was actually proven in this episode, was that Obi-Wan was not the reason the Inquisitors came to Tatooine. Spencer can vouch for that because I think I've said that on air.
Which I
Yes.
found
Yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting.
It was
There's a
the
lot of
other-
interesting
they
angles.
came looking for the other guy. Now I thought it was going to be Kumail Nanjiani. I was wrong about that.
By
But
the way, I knew as soon as Obi-Wan walked in the room that Kumail was not a real Jedi
Oh,
because
yeah.
he didn't recognize him. Any Jedi of the Order
Yeah.
at the height of the Republic
Obi-Wan
would have
Kenobi?
recognized.
I figured because it was Kumail. I was like, this guy's
Oh.
not a real Jedi.
They're gonna play it for a
Oh,
laugh.
you
yeah.
saw him. I just laughed. You
Yeah,
heard
Joel
me.
laughed.
I just laughed out loud.
I love Kumail. His character was great in this episode.
Have you ever watched any of his stand-up, Connor?
I haven't. The only
Find it.
other I know
Find
I've
it.
seen I've seen a lot of other Kumail content, but like the one thing I know he's in the video game Shadow of War, and he just voices just random orcs that you can face off against. And it's
Really?
incredible.
I remember hearing about that when the game was maybe. Yeah, find his stand-up. He's really good. So I was right about he's not the reason the Inquisitors come to Tatooine.
Right.
Because that would be super weird. If they even thought to look for Obi-Wan on Tatooine, Vader would be there.
Right. Well, okay. So the only thing I have a problem with the whole he fakes his own death thing is I don't think he's gonna fake his own death. I think he's gonna be so close to death.
That's what I mean.
That
Is it
they
he's going
think
to?
he's dead.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
But so ostensibly fake his death, and then that goes into like we're us theorizing he's going to lose the fight.
Unintentional faked death.
Well, I think he's going to.
He's like,
I
oh,
think
this
he's going to
opportunity came
realize
to me.
the only way
I'll
he
use
wins
it.
is by losing. I don't necessarily think he's going to throw the fight with Vader, but I think there's going to come a point where things end and Obi-Wan goes, he's got to think I'm dead. And he's just going to leave good enough alone and run.
What if it's exile? Like, what if Darth Vader exiles him?
He's not going to exile him. Vader, if he's given the chance, is going to cut his fucking head off.
Well, you don't think? I don't know. I think like he would rather see him suffer, knowing that he couldn't do anything to stop
No,
him.
Vader wants him dead. That is there is no room for him to stay alive in Vader's mind. Like, even look at Vader circa A New Hope.
But you don't think he would hesitate?
No. He hesitates for Ahsoka a little bit, sure. Once he knows Luke's his kid, he wants to push Luke, but he doesn't want to kill him. Obi-Wan, the guy who put him in that suit.
Oh, come
Dead
on.
Dead man.
No. I think Vader, if he gets the chance, he's out for blood.
There are instances where Anakin Skywalker is alive and well in Darth Vader when he's facing off against people he knows. Against Obi-Wan Kenobi, that is the least Anakin Skywalker you're going to see of him, because it is the most Anakin Skywalker you're going to see in him. Because he, more than being locked in the suit, more than anything, even though he was asking for it and he created the situation on some level, the way Anakin looks at Obi-Wan for what happened is what happens when the little brother fucks around too hard and the big brother finally just hits him.
Also,
And now that whole perspective of like, you're not allowed to hit me. Yeah, I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want to. And now you do this to me. There's a level of like hurt and ego check and like more the heartbreak, but the ego factor as well. Like, this is in one way the least Anakin you will ever see, because it is going to be a cold-blooded killer with no compassion at all. But the most Anakin, insofar as it is so full of ego and hurt inside. I think Vader's coming for him. And I think his defeat will allow him to hide. I think he will convince Vader he's dead, because when you watch A New Hope, Vader is stunned. And he's like, Obi-Wan Kenobi's here. And then Grand Moff Tarkin's like, huh? Who? Yeah, Tarkin is just as like stunned shitless by the very idea, which probably means now that we have the greater content, now we have more content and more context, that Vader probably came waltzing into the Imperial Capitol and went, "You're never gonna believe who I threw off a cliff today."
Right.
And everyone's gonna go, you killed it. Hot damn, dude. High five. Like there's gonna be something like that.
Yeah.
They're gonna throw a disco party in Fortress Inquisitorius.
I was just saying, maybe he throws him in a
baby.
Sarlacc pit and he pulls a Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, crawls out of that shit.
Another like
Lucy so good.
I've been like toying with a bunch of different ideas about why Obi-Wan would leave Tatooine, and I'm glad that like a weird swirl of a lot of the ones I was talking about ended up coming through, because I kept saying he's going to get tagged in by Bail. That Bail Organa is the only person who's going to be able to talk him into doing it. And I talked about there being other Jedi involved Fellow
What if
soldier
he
point
was
of
in
view,
on it?
I was right.
What if
Um,
Bale was in on the abduction?
No, you're a fool.
I'm not
Don't-
gonna
do
make
not
the
besmirch the name of Bail Organa
I'm not
in
gonna make
this
the
studio.
reference I
He's
want
an
to
honorable
make,
man,
but
but
like, yeah.
You have gone too far this time.
On
You know what
Jimmy
I think,
Smith's
though?
internet. How dare you?
You know what I think though?
What?
I think Bale is the guy who funds Ben Kenobi's upgrade from a literal cave
He buys him a
to a
house.
hermit
He's
house.
I think they're
You know,
on
that's
the
a
show
good
and
point,
Bale just
Spencer.
going, by the way, not that this is relevant to anything. When were you going to tell us you were homeless? I know that having a place is kind of like a flight risk. We'll put it under my name. Obi, what the fuck?
Just put
like-
it under- just put it under my.
Because he's clearly using Bale's money where he's like, give me the cape, give me the gloves, give me this, give me that.
I think it's so funny to me that like when you get to A New Hope, it's clear that Obi-Wan is not like a man of means. You know,
No.
he's clearly living in like low income housing. I mean, it's his house, but it's for all intents and purposes like a 1-bedroom cabin in the middle of the woods. And
He
and
lives in the Jutland Waste.
It's just like I love in my little headcanon that Bale, in like a very tongue-in-cheek kind of a way, buys him a place, but it's like just slightly better. It's like still a hermit hole, but
Yeah.
at least it's not a literal hermit hole.
Yeah. Well, okay, I think he knows that Obi-Wan wouldn't like the biggest house on Tatooine.
Oh, for sure.
Also,
No,
it would be
for sure,
kind
no.
of
It'd be a dead freaking
suspicious.
giveaway, but he's just like, by the way, I got you a place.
It is in the middle of bumfuck nowhere on the most bumfuck nowhere planet. But
in a region called the Jundland Wastes.
You will never be found. Luke Skywalker finds him.
ain't
But-
nobody gonna come looking for you at this
But
point.
it's got central AC. I think you're gonna love it.
Nice little hovel.
It's got a good open floor plan. You're gonna dig
It's on.
it.
It's basically on a mountain in the Jundland Waste, so high ground. Said the thing. Okay.
Vaulted ceilings are totally in style right now. You're gonna love it. I just like
that's
in
a
my
good
head-
that's a good I like
in-
that, Joel.
In my head canon, that's like the biggest prank that Bail Organa ever played. Was
Yeah, I
was
like
buy-
that.
Buying Obi-Wan a house for the lulls.
Yeah, he's just like
That's
you
like
helped rescue
an
my
absolute
daughter.
dump.
Here's my it's like that. It's like
Yeah,
that.
it's his
meme where
reward.
It's like,
It's his payment.
I can see.
for the
I can
rescue.
totally see Bail. I can see them parting ways, and be like Obi-Wan.
Capaco.
He's
So
like
Paco.
Obi-Wan. You will never want again. You will be taken care of for all your days. I have. Just you. We'll be in touch. I found you a place, and then it's just like Obi-Wan sees it, and I'm seeing like the house from It's a Wonderful Life, like a total mess, like rain coming in through the ceiling, and Bale is like, can you imagine the look on his face when I tell him I got him a place, and he sees this rundown shack. And just like in my headcanon, Bale is the biggest troll of all, but he has to hide it most of the time.
Oh yeah, I mean he's egging Leia on most of the time, which I want to call attention to that. By the way, wonderful performance. I can't remember the little girl's name, but she is so.
She's doing a
As
great
far
that
job.
is
as
such
child
a-
actors go, she's
Great
That
job.
is such that I people kept saying like Carrie would be so proud of her, and I think they're absolutely
She
right.
hasn't broken the fourth wall.
Yeah,
Not
there's
once.
such a that, but she feels so much like what Leia would be like as a snot-nosed little
Yeah.
shit kid.
Yes.
like the way that Leia just
Yeah.
looks at him and goes, "You have daddy issues, you prick." Like in the most Star Warsy way.
You know,
It's so funny.
big-
I love the
Perfectly
line
wonderful.
where she's like, "You think the less you have to say,
That's
the
just
less
what
you
she
can
said in the
hide,"
episode.
or something
it's
like
actually
that.
exactly the
what
opposite. Yeah,
the
Connor.
girl
That was a
is.
great
And then
line.
he's like, "How old?" And then everyone's like, "How old are you?" 10. You don't sound like you're 10.
I didn't love that because I have met kids before where it's
Yeah.
like,
no.
You're
stop,
not your age.
please.
No.
You're scaring the hose, man. Like, please stop.
You've hit a level of wisdom that is beyond me.
It's like, no, that's what I'm sensitive about.
And again, and like Obi-Wan must be tripping the fuck out with this kid because like you
Yeah.
have that tender moment where he's like, "You remind me of Padme," but the way this kid is just a little smart ass. Like, even though it hurts, there's got to be a part of him that's just
I
like,
know it's Padme.
"So
I
much
know
your fucking
he's
dad. You're
referring
such
to
a fucking
Padme.
dad, you little shit."
I just gotta say, I know he was referring to Padme after the fact, but like, that's also true.
Yeah.
Yes. But like, for some reason, and maybe it was left sort of ambiguous intentionally, my mind went straight to Satine.
Huh.
I was like, fuck.
Nah.
A lot. I
I
mean,
th-
Padme and Satine share those qualities, and I think that a lot of that depends on like how you watch Star Wars. If you watch Star Wars, especially stories like Obi-Wan Kenobi as like a soap opera about the Skywalker family, you're going to default to Padme. If you watch Star Wars with like the greater narrative in mind, and you're like, you move that like this is a hyper dramatic soap opera window to each individual protagonist, like spotlight on Obi-Wan, remove all of the Skywalker saga context out. That could very easily translate onto Satine. I think that because this is a Skywalker saga story,
she's fearless, stubborn, and a leader.
yeah, it could.
I think
It could still apply to Satine, but it's definitely about Padme.
I think,
But it's like,
I think it's honestly
I feel like
a
it could be
stretch.
like, yeah, that's fair. But like, I feel like it could just be a both sort of thing.
Satine is definitely fearless and stubborn and a leader, but in terms of general attitude, this kid reeks Padme.
Oh
like,
yeah,
like absolutely.
That's true.
And
That's
so
also true.
I
It's
think
very true.
I think despite the fact that all of those qualities can also be attributed to Satine, I think Obi-Wan
like,
looks at this kid and it's like, you wouldn't even have to tell me who your parents are. Like if I met
Nobody knows, but you would know.
if I met you on the street today and had no clue who you were, I'd know exactly who you belong to. It's like you, and it's like you, like I know your parents and I see their qualities in both of you. Like I know exactly whose kid you are, especially, but also I see it in you too.
I don't know how to take that.
No, it's just like it's good, but like I would assume the same for me. I tell the same corny jokes that my dad does, but
yeah. But again, like I love seeing that in Leia. I love the way that I love the speech Bale gives her as well with the whole she's I'm not even a real Organa, and the conversation they have there. And I understand people.
It's pretty obvious,
huh?
Said it's pretty obvious.
Well, I know that people have different opinions on the whole, who are you, Rey who, Rey Skywalker. I know that there's a spread of opinions on that for reasons that are valid and reasons that aren't. But Leia having this moment with Bale, and that you are a real Organa. You're as much an Organa as I am, as much as your mother is. Flash forward to Rey Skywalker. There's something beautiful there. Star Wars like poetry, it rhymes, and the way that Leia very much, and I know Rey is a grown woman, but like the way that Rey is like adopted into the Skywalker family and becomes a Skywalker because of her relationship with Leia especially, but Luke as well. Like seeing that moment with her and Bale, just it got me in my feels, and it got me as somebody who loves the parallels and that you see it here and then you see it later type shit. I couldn't let that go without saying as well. And that again, that little girl, that's so cool. And again, there were rumors about Leia being in the show. It's really cool. I love it. I think that's all we got for the Obi-Wan talk. Connor and I think these two gentlemen are gonna.
I'm yawning for the last 10 minutes.
Man. I know. That was a good talk. Joel's gonna be in and out of the area.
Joel, as always, has the bad takes. Got to bring the bad takes.
I mean, hey, Levi's not here anymore, so you got to work double duty for the bad take machine.
If there's anything good that comes out of those discussions, is you get a lot of good content.
You do, and you get a lot of very insightful things from the three of us.
I mean, if it's worth anything, because my toxic trait is I love to argue. Fuck you.
Well, it's true. I mean, you acknowledged it just now.
The Nerd Academy podcast,
folks.
No such,
when you say it about yourself, it's okay, but when someone else says it about you.
turns into a half-hour debate.
I think that I think that I end up.
Gee, that sounds familiar, Spencer.
Any thoughts on the armorer, Spencer?
I gotta
You
stop
asked.
laughing. I need to stop laughing.
I think I articulate my points better in the context of having to argue for them, and do with that what you will about me as a person. That is the case. That painful chuckle said a lot. But anyway,
All right.
yeah, you guys know where to find them. I'm throwing
you
them out of
do.
my studio now.
I can take these horrifically painful
Connor, you good
headphones
thing.
off.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Always
We're
a
not done
pleasure.
yet, but these guys are leaving.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and Joel will be around this summer, so it's going to be another summer of Joel to some extent.
Well, I get a small reprieve, but not from studying. That's
How
for
long do we
sure.
have you again?
Until July 28th, 27th ish.
We have a month.
Yeah.
Nice.
A bit more than a month. Better
Oh,
be.
it's May. I'm jumping ahead. We have 2 months.
It's like,
2 months.
Damn, dude.
Woo!
All right, so you still get to hear my voice, but I'm no longer on the stream.
Spencer, can you put the chair next to the micro poster, please?
Goodbye, loyal listeners.
Bye, Spencer.
Around for you. All right, bye-bye. Bye now. I'm stuck.
Yeah, Joel.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll wait for you to move before I fix the ring light and then turn that down because I cranked it up because I didn't have that light on me.
We forgot this one.
Oh,
Oh, that's why it looked weird. You wanna
freaking love
pull
you
that over?
guys.
Well, what? Us just like resetting the set in
No,
front
just,
of the
just
show?
everything. Just everything.
Connor, yeah.
I never usually get mushy, but like I just have to.
Oh, that now it was you, right? Connor, would you believe me if I told you it's been like this since elementary school?
Yes,
Yeah,
I actually would. I actually would.
Let me know when you guys are home safe, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. Love you. See you later. Turn this down a bit.
Yeah, I
There
actually
we go.
would believe you.
Because
You
it's
know what's
true.
really cool about Kenobi?
Riva.
It's set 9 BBY. You know what else is set 9 BBY?
Damn, Connor's not wasting any fucking time. Okay.
Jedi Survivor, baby.
I have 2 mics in front of my face. I'm sure that sounds great for you guys. Oh, no. Oh, God, everything's stuck.
An exclusive trailer that we got to see at Celebration. Bro. Oh my God. Wow.
All right, Connor, tell the lovely people what you thought of the trailer.
I don't know. Yeah. Phenomenal. Matt Mignovitz is working on it, which is all I just need to know. But I'm just happy about that. Like, okay, for context for people, for those who don't know, I got to interview him, albeit kind of awkward. It did kind of shouldn't have happened, but it did. You can check the interview out where I talked to him about his work on Fallen Order at sweditorig.com. Hopefully, someday, we have him on here. I don't know. I'll have to talk to him. We'll see. But like,
Time
he
will
was
tell.
one.
Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. But he was one of the main writers of Jedi Fallen Order. He worked on Clone Wars. He worked on Rebels. He knows the extended narratives, and so. I'm like, it's like he's working on Jedi Survivor, and I'm super excited to see his contributions to that story. And it looks like, from what I can tell, Jared, most of like the central narrative Respawn team is still like was still worked on this story.
Yes.
And so like we pretty much just get a very mysterious and almost darker chapter here. It's like if Fallen Order is like
darker. It is
if
much
Fallen
darker,
Order is
I
like a New Hope, which it's not in this case, but like in this case, it's like Jedi Survivor is like the Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
because like we see this planet. Like, okay, so you're gonna hate me for this, Jared, but it'll make sense. My friend Jake, who was on he wasn't here, but he was like watching and listening to our live stream and just texting me periodic updates.
Yeah.
He thinks that I don't know. I can kind of see where he's coming from, but also I'll just have to reread Light of the Jedi because he thinks that one planet that the Mantis just crash landed on that we see like footsteps on is I think Elfrona. And I'm like, why do you think that? And it's like, I'm not bringing that up because
I know you're not. I made the
It's
joke
just-
earlier. Connor, if Elfrona's in this fucking game, Eli's one joke is gonna make me jump off a bridge. I can hear him in my mind right now. Just I wonder what Jared's favorite world to explore in Jedi Survivor is. You hear him.
I want to make another joke, but I can't say it.
Yeah.
Would
Would you like any Cajun fish, Connor? Would you like any?
No, I'm good. I'm good. But like, there's like apparently like some sort of temple thingy on like the left hand. I don't know. It's just very dark. It looks very just sort of mysterious. We see some person in like a Bacta tube, which is interesting. We see another Powin. I think that's how their that species name is pronounced.
Yeah, Powin.
And it's confirmed in the StarWars.com press release that it's an Imperial senator. And some people have been theorizing that like, oh, maybe we go to Coruscant. And like, let's be real, that would be cool. Because also, Matt Mignovitz, if you didn't know, he worked on Star Wars 1313 before it was canceled. So I could see that like he could revive some of that concept, some of the concepts from that game, and just be like, let's put it in this game and just Jedify it. And like,
you could absolutely do that.
And like and here's the other thing: this game is going to be just next gen because like I think they're using Unreal Engine 5, and like they're going to use like the full capability of that engine, which excites me so much because this game's going to look visually gorgeous. And
Yes.
That's saying a lot because Fallen Order is visually gorgeous too on its best settings.
If I still have gas in my tank tonight, I might even start playing Fallen Order on my PS5.
I might just roam around. I might either do that or just, I don't know what. I might. I
gotta start finding the parts for my lightsaber after all.
Yeah.
For my, but yeah, no, this looks really cool. I agree with you completely. I think we might.
I have no idea where the story could go.
I have no idea where the story's going either. What I like the crashed mantis. It screams that the story is moving.
Yeah, and it's 5 years. Yeah,
it's 5 years later,
after, which I did not expect. I expected 1 to 2 at most.
5 is a big jump, and I also think that we might be getting into. I think we might. Okay. Wild prediction that if it's wrong, I'm not going to stand by in the future. But if I somehow shoot this in the dark, I'm going to say that I called it from the teaser trailer and be completely unfair about it, okay? Because as we've already established with Obi-Wan Kenobi so far, and with Loki.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
Exegol project.
Yeah.
Maybe what we're seeing in that Bacta tank is the beginnings of Palpatine's ruminations for eternal life.
I could see that actually. Because it's a very young face with long hair. I could see that.
Or it's a new character who's just in a Bacta tank because they're injured and whatever, you know. Like,
yeah.
Who knows where it's going? But yeah, this is very exciting.
What else? Oh, it looks like his lightsaber's back to single blade.
So yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. We talked about this on the stream earlier today. We'll be live again tomorrow around 1:32ish, maybe closer to 2:30 tomorrow. His lightsaber looks like it is repaired. Actually, here I'm gonna pull up the trailer.
Which really intrigues me story-wise, but like gameplay-wise, I'm like, Interesting. Can we still dual wield?
Yeah.
I'm very curious. So I'm
One
really
moment.
excited to see gameplay.
I know. I mean, it's coming out next year, so like the gameplay wait won't be too long.
Yeah, and I've heard
But,
that
like, it's
like
coming.
apparently, like reportedly from like people, like it's supposed to come out like early 2023.
Oh man.
So I didn't realize I didn't
man.
realize the footprint until Christina, if she's still watching, like told me about it, and I was like, ooh, oh, this is a very just like, oh yeah. So does that dude have one arm?
Well, let's watch together. I mean, we watched it. We did our reactions earlier, but so here, let's.
And like, this is Unreal Engine 5, man. This is basically a movie.
Pretty much. Okay, that's a crate. Okay. That guy he's definitely on the city world.
Yeah, some people think it's Coruscant because he's an Imperial senator.
Yeah. I think it's Coruscant.
Yeah.
It's either Coruscant or Nar Shaddaa.
It looks like Coruscant to me.
I think you're right on Coruscant.
It's only because of the like traffic.
I agree, yeah. Shit, hold on.
Why?
He might only have one arm,
which is very interesting.
What is your next move, Jedi?
It looks clean as hell. Ugh.
I think it's interesting that he's being delivered Cal's lightsaber and what that means for the story.
Yeah.
So the lightsaber is repaired. I mean, not fully, obviously, because it's not a saber staff anymore. So it's repaired. You have a full pommel here with a belt clip. Now, we were talking about this on stream. Lightsabers in Star Wars are always, aside from being the coolest weapon in the history of cinema and pop culture, it is also an incredible visual metaphor for the characters who wield them. And I do not think that it is a mistake that at the end of the last game, Seer Junda seemingly reaffirms her connection with the Force and reaffirms her role as Jedi, and that while she helps Cal attain the rank of Knight, in that moment she gives part of her journey as a Jedi to Cal, right?
Yep.
I think that it is really cool. Hold on, it's getting covered up. Connor, what's your name? Oh, the One-Eyed Knight is what his name is.
Yeah.
It's his nickname there. I'm trying to fix StreamYard. There we go. But she gives him her lightsaber so that he can, using the teachings of his two mentors, fuse them together to become a fully fledged Jedi Knight.
Yep.
Cal, 5 years later, is he's a full ass grown man who is, in these 5 years found his way through the galaxy, has grown both as a person and as a Jedi Knight, and has found his way. And Seer, who is reclaiming her title as Jedi, he is given back her lightsaber in the same way that she gets back her Jedi-dom from helping train Cal and helping him find himself and save him. That he gives her back the symbol of her Jedi-hood while he takes a newly rebuilt Jaro Tapal lightsaber and makes it his own. Those are lightsaber metaphors are my favorite metaphors.
Yeah, man. That's why
it's my favorite. It's my
just
favorite symbolism, man. And there's so much lightsaber symbolism in Fallen Order, and it's a meme about how much Connor loves Fallen Order, but like I love it just as much as you do. It's more your brand at this point. But like,
yeah,
Cal's in my top 5 favorite Jedi and top 10 favorite characters. Period. I
Yeah.
love this story. I love this game, and I cannot wait for it to be back. Oh, I want to know who you are so bad. I want to know who this is so badly. It's a man.
Yeah.
Also, new outfit. Yay. I like it.
Yep.
Picasso. I like it. He's
It's
wearing.
Picasso. He's got a haircut.
He got a haircut. I like the haircut as well. Oh, man. I cannot wait for this. Got a rundown laboratory. There's like vinage and shrubbery in these wires. I don't know, man. Could be the Exegol project. We'll see.
Could be.
Yeah. Also, another note that I forgot to bring up when we were talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi and that little at the end of the Fallen Order trailer reminded me. I don't know if you've ever played like the PS4 Spider-Man game. The main theme for Obi-Wan sounds like the Spider-Man theme from that game.
Speaking of the Obi-Wan theme, God tier.
God tier indeed.
Oh,
To round off the recap tonight. Oh,
wait, I just remembered. Yeah, so like Hasbro did a figures panel thing. We're facing 3 new enemies in Jedi Survivor.
yeah.
Riot Scout Troopers, which are basically Scout Troopers, but now with shields. So that'll be interesting. Like an upgraded KX series droids, like the K2, like K2SO, those droids, and Magna Guards. Fucking Magna Guards, people. 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. We're going to fight Magna Guards. And knowing how good Respawn has just made their combat, I cannot wait to see what they do. And I really hope some of the Magna Guards, not all of them, do the thing in Revenge of the Sith where, like, let's say Cal
can survive getting beat
beheaded.
up. Yeah.
And like, I just want to see Cal's reaction because, like, I bet he's probably never seen them. He'll just cut off the head.
That's true. That's another interesting thing about Cal as a Jedi is that like all of these Order 66 Survivor stories, they're always fully fledged Jedi, or at least someone who saw battlefield experience. Like, I don't think
a youngling.
Like, because I mean, yes, he was a Jedi during the Clone War, and I'm sure he was a part of some military activity insofar as there were, supply drops and, like humanitarian efforts that the Republic did. I don't think Cal saw active combat, or if he did, he was involved in it. Like he may have been present at a battle, but was not serving in combat. To round off some of the other news we got out of Star Wars Celebration today, before we bring this into the station, because we're just over 2 hours now, and it's been a long day, not a bad one. Just been doing this
animated show set in the High Republic.
Yes, we
called
are
Young Jedi Adventures, which is really exciting. So.
Another rumor confirmed, and we're also getting a smattering of other Lego sets. Y'all could have imagined that. We're also getting a new Lego Star Wars animated special called Star Wars Summer Vacation, which will be arriving on August 5th. That is all we really got for you guys for our Celebration recap. Most of this was dominated by an Obi-Wan Kenobi discussion, which y'all saw coming. That was kind of the point here. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi season.
I just remembered. I bet we see the Kenobi style purge troopers in Survivor.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. You can find Connor at Depa Balaba on Twitter and his other Star Wars podcast, For the Republic. So go check all of that stuff out. Wonderful, wonderful stuff from wonderful, wonderful people. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dark Jedi 2552, and you can find the Nerd Academy podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on our website, www.thenerdacademypodcast.com, where, if you're feeling generous, you can donate to our Patreon page. Give me $1. Speaking of our patrons, thank you to our $10 alumnus, Nick Johnson, and to Paco, or as he's known in our Patreon, go to saveinfowars.com and use code TNAP to get 5% off your order. That's saveinfowars.com, code TNAP, 5% off your order.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.
And go to sundaysbloodymirror.com. I kind of forgot to do it at the beginning of the episode because I got too excited. Code TNAP, 10% off your order. Sorry, guys. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I promise. But yeah, like I said, we will be live again around 2:33-ish Eastern time. Again, we've had lovely folks calling in to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi. We had Trey at the beginning of this episode. Alden closed out our live stream today. So yeah, please come by. It's been an honor. It's been so much fun. Again, we're a smaller channel, but we're racking up more views than we typically do. In fact, again, this isn't flexing. I'm just really proud and happy with the good reaction. At current, today's stream is sitting at 111 views and just barely north of 250 for the day one stream. And I am super proud and honored by the amount of you guys who are letting Connor and myself and everybody who's joining us guide you through Star Wars Celebration. This is the kind of content I've always wanted to do. And I was always afraid of doing stuff on video, and I started doing it. And I was always kind of nervous about doing live content. And now we're starting to do it. And something like this, something with this kind of magnitude, has always been something that made me a little nervous. And we're doing it, and we're here. So thank you all very much for coming out and supporting us. So yeah, see you all tomorrow, and may the Force be with you.
Stop! Move away from the cookie jar!
Did somebody say impossible?